कौन-कौन आया है मुझे यार?
Ramzan is coming, Saad is coming, Rabia is coming.
Maybe Ghulam Qadir.
Okay, everyone, before we start, here's a reminder to the disruptors for today, the super secret disruptors. Please take up your roles if you haven't already. And that includes our president also.
I'm half thinking and I was being included in the group.
But since the role is so enjoyable, I trusted that you will willingly do it. All right.
Yes, I'm always willing to do anything.
Shared my
Sorry?
relationship with you.
Like I know, I'm always willing to do anything.
Yes. Yeah. All right.
I don't have the Wi-Fi data मेरे पास तो
तो Wi-Fi है ना यहाँ पे?
Wi-Fi का पासवर्ड मेरे पास से beach_luxury आ रहा है.
This is the password. From 3561131.
Okay. I think we should start because then we have to go online. All right. So, okay, I'll be the sergeant at arms. Let me turn on the camera. Or hey. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining KTC's 1013th meeting. I welcome you all. As sergeant at arms for today, it is my job to inform you, first of all, that the meeting is open, number one. Although that's the president's job, but okay. Secondly, there are some protocols of attending this meeting. The first protocol is that keep yourself visible, but silent. So you're encouraged to turn on your cameras and discouraged to turn on anything else. And unmute yourself physically and on Zoom only when called upon to speak. And turn your phones to silent, please. Also, we volunteer not to talk about sex, religion, and politics. We also strongly discourage mentioning any community, race, religion, sect, or gender in a derogatory manner. We also discourage passing negative remarks about any Toastmaster or non-Toastmasters. And with that, it is my honor and privilege to call upon our president, Toastmaster Hibaris Khan, to formally open the meeting. Over to you, Madam President.
Good evening, everyone. Am I visible and audible?
Yes, you are audible and visible.
Visible and audible.
I'll do the virtual audience.
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Do we have any guests before I begin?
Technically, no. Non-renewers, yes, but no guests.
No, okay. So I'll skip the history of Toastmasters.
Yes.
And what about the business section? Do we have any announcements to make?
Yes.
We have two guests, please.
Oh, yes.
No, just one guest.
We have one guest.
Yes.
So can you? Yeah.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests. Toastmasters was formed back in 1924 by Ralston Smedley and Engelbert Panayado. It's a non-educational, non-profit organization which is formed for the purpose of improving leadership skills as well as public speaking. And it has more than 350,000 members worldwide. And okay, and now I can, what about the business section?
Yes. So, yes, you can invite me for the business section.
Okay, so details that I would be given the business section.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. And as far as the business session is concerned, there was one decision taken by the executive committee that needs to be reported, and that is that we've decided to move the contests for evaluation in table topics to October 16th.
Yeah.
October 16th. It will be a Sunday. It will be a Sunday first half. So there's no excuse for anyone not to attend and compete, because it will be a hybrid contest. You can attend online or in person right here. So that was the first bit of business. The second bit of business is to remind everyone about renewals. And the third is that our last meeting was held exactly 1 week ago. And the prize winners were, all right, if somebody can help me, I always forget. And once again, I'm late with the certificates. Apologies for that, Madam President. I think our best speaker was won by best speaker was won by myself, but the critics' choice was won by if I'm correct. It was won by Toastmaster Rabia Zishan, yes. And best table topics, I will report later. Best Big Four was won by our TMOD, I'm correct, Toastmaster Ramzan Printwala. And our best facilitator was won by Grammarian and Wordmaster. So yes, those were the awards, and that was the business section. Over to you, Madam President, and please invite our guest for intro.
We have a guest with us physically.
Yes,
So please could you introduce yourself? Go ahead. Please come on and please.
yes. Please come on.
I'm not prepared. I just, yeah, I was actually invited to this by my husband in the car. And I said yes.
So you acted on my advice. Good one.
Yeah, it was an abrupt yes to this, and I was actually going to read a book, but anyways. So I'm Amna, and well, apart from being his wife, I am a content strategist, and that's about it. I also actually, when he told me about Toastmasters, I was also thinking about it, but I wasn't sure because I also struggle speaking in front of people, a lot of people. I can speak in front of like 2 to 3 people, but when they just go on to 10 or 20, then I struggle. So yeah, so I was just thinking that I should come here and just see and observe how people, interact and how they communicate with each other and what happens. That's it.
That's great to know. Where's the membership form?
And still, you can check that whether we have any online guests.
No, we don't have any online
Okay.
guests.
So now, it's time for the master of the day introduction. So it's none other than BPM Kana and Ahmed.
All right. Thank you so much once again. And if you're tired of seeing me on the stage, please, for God's sake, take up roles. So today is a very special moment. It's a bittersweet moment. Bitter because we will be seeing one of our dearest members go away. Not from our hearts, but at least physically. But let me remind everyone that online meetings exist, and they exist for a reason. They offer a lot of facilities. People can get online from Canada. They are online from USA right now, right? So today's meeting is dedicated to the idea of soaring higher. Where we are in life and how can we soar even higher? One of the examples is DTM Aliya Sharanjan, who is mashallah going for higher studies to Italy. And if you think about it, we have a habit of complaining all the time. when we gather in non-Toastmaster settings, what we mostly do is complain. But none of us realizes, and I can guarantee you that, none of us realizes that we are better, richer, fitter, stronger, healthier than we were 5 years ago, right? And that's something we should be grateful for. And if we remember that, that means that we are rightly equipped to soar even higher. So today's meeting is dedicated to soaring higher. We are all invited to think about how can we travel even higher from the position that we are in right now. As for today's facilitators, we first have our grammarian and wordmaster, our dear president, Toastmaster Hiba Khan. So, madam, please come on the stage. And also explain the word of the day, and then explain why you picked that word.
Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests, as the grammarian, I will be taking note of all the incorrect words and phrases and grammar spoken by the prepared speaker in the prepared speeches and in the table topic session, and highlighting the incorrect to correct grammar words for English basically. And at the end of the session, I will be highlighting those incorrect words phrases spoken by the speaker. And as for the word of the day is bamboozle. It means to deceive or it means and the meaning is to deceive or use by trickery. So that's all. Okay.
Thank you so much. Toastmaster Hiba has bamboozled us with this word of the day, and we try our best to use it. It is a very funny and refreshing word. Usually we select super serious words that are designed to show off our vocabulary. And yes, this is also Toastmaster Hiba showing off her vocabulary, but with a very whimsical and refreshing word rather than a serious one. So let's all get, let's not try to bamboozle anybody. And let's move forward. Our timer is DTM Saad Shoaib, and he's on the way, so I'll just briefly explain his role. As timer, DTM Saad Shoaib will be giving timing indications. If the speech is 5 to 7 minutes, then he'll be showing the green at 5, yellow at 6, and red at 7. For table topics, it will be 1, 1.5, and 2. For evaluation, it will be 2, 2.5, and 3. And also, if DTM Saad feels that any segment or any speaker is going way above, way beyond the amount of time that they should speak, then they also have a right to interrupt the meeting, although that's rarely done. But the timer has that right, and they can remind everyone that, we need to get back on time. And there's one thing that I learned in a recent meeting, which was very valuable. Even if you're falling behind time, it pays for the TMOD or the timer or any other role player, keep reminding the participants to get back on time. And that really works wonder. Ultimately, when you remind enough people, the whole meeting does get back on track. At least it recovers in terms of how far behind it's lagging. So we have our listener today, Toastmaster Ramzan Printwala. Toastmaster Ramzan, please introduce your role and also tell us the joke of the day. Please come on this stage.
Okay, so as a listener, I'll be noting down some key points and some numbers and some some key information, and then at the end of the day, I'll be converting that into the quiz, and so you guys will be asked obviously that. And as far as jokes are concerned, so let me start with. So why did an old man fell in well? Why did an old man fell in bed? Because he couldn't see that well. A customer asks the banker to check if her balance is low. He pushed her and said, "Your balance is fine." What did one toilet say to the other toilet?
You are
What did-
full of.
You look a bit flushed. Hey honey, you are source of happiness to everyone. Oh, thank you, but why? Because you are a joke. Yes. What did one tomato say to the other? Sorry, what did one tomato say to the other in the race?
In the race.
Yes, it's pretty easy one. Ketchup. And that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for wonderful jokes. And next, our role is of our counter. And that is one role that makes us all feel miserable, unlike the joke master. So your Toastmaster Vijar, please lay the foundation.
So my role today is that of an accountant. This will be my first role ever as a TM. So my job today is to determine during all of the speeches if speakers are using words like or any other filler words that don't necessarily add value to their speeches and to what they're trying to deliver. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Vijar. And now it is my duty to announce that we are having a break of 10 minutes for the prayers.
I think we have
And
guests.
oh yes, we have a guest. Mr. Ashfaq Ahmed. So Mr. Ashfaq, would you like to introduce yourself and how did you find out about this club?
Please unmute yourself.
Unmute, sir. You need to unmute yourself.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody.
And
My name is Ashfaq Ahmed, as you can see on the screen.
oh yes, we have a guest.
I got the idea about the Toastmaster through internet, and it is my first experience to be part of this team or this session. And I'm working in a state bank. What else I can say?
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Ashfaq, and I hope you enjoy our meeting. And if you can bring down the dollar rates, then it will help us.
We will love to, but unfortunately, the situation is not that simple.
Yes, exactly. So thank you so much for joining us. Everyone, we are having a break of 10 minutes for the prayers. And after that, we will join. Ideally, we should be back by 7 or between 7 and 7:05. So just bear with us. And in the meantime, the online participants can prepare your own tea and have it. Whereas our tea at Beach Luxury is already prepared and ready, and we will have that. So thank you so much and see you in a bit.
Hello. Assalamu alaikum, friends.
Walaikum salam. Yeah, they're taking a prayer break. For
Okay.
namaz.
Can anybody just explain what is this?
You are muted.
Can anybody explain what is the structure of this meeting or how this club works?
This is a Toastmasters meeting. Purpose is to improve our communication skills, speaking in front of groups, whether it's 1 or 100 or 1,000. The meeting has 3 main sections. The first one is called prepared speeches, where people or Toastmasters will give a speech that they have prepared based on the projects they're working. There are several projects, 11 pathways, what's called known as the education pathways. Speakers select the pathways based on their interest or their professional or personal interests. They prepare a speech according to what the project is, and they deliver the speech. The third segment is called evaluation, and that's where someone will evaluate. Each speaker has an evaluator assigned, and that person will evaluate these speeches. And they'll tell the speaker, this is what I liked about your speech, and this is how I think you can improve your future speeches. The middle section or the second section is called table topics, and it's impromptu speaking session. The purpose of that section is for us to practice our skills thinking on our feet, impromptu situations where a person, a boss, a manager asks someone in a meeting, hey, what do you think about this? And you have to respond for 1 or 2 minutes. So there's 3 sections. Each section is designed to help us say something meaningful, put together words that have sense, say something sensible. So in table topics, as you're thinking on your feet, somebody gives you a topic and you have just a few seconds to prepare and give a 1-2 minute speech. There's prepared speeches, the first section. Most of the speeches are 5 to 7. In today's meeting, we have a few speakers who are giving speeches that are longer than the 5 to 7 minute speech. Before the speaker comes on, the evaluator is going to tell us what the objective or the purpose of that speech is. So then we'll see how well that speaker fulfilled the objectives or the purpose of their speech.
Right. And thank you, Mr. Faz.
So it's in a friendly environment where everybody is in the same boat, trying to improve their speaking skills. So we learn from each other and learn by practicing. So is this your first meeting at Karachi Toastmasters?
Yeah, it's my first meeting. And
okay, yeah.
In fact, it's my first meeting at any club, Toastmaster club.
The very first, okay. So Karachi Toastmasters was, club was formed back in 2000. So it's been around almost 22 years.
2000, 2 decades.
2000. And at that time, it was the only club in Karachi.
Right.
And since then, there are several clubs, there are dozens of clubs in Karachi now. So when I said this, the Karachi Toastmasters is an open club, meaning it's open to any person who wants to join. There are some clubs that are called corporate clubs. those are formed within an organization, a company, or a corporation. And in many cases, those clubs are restricted, meaning the only people who are employees within that organization or a company can join. But Karachi Toastmasters is an open club, anyone. And since the meetings of Karachi Toastmasters are hybrid, meaning there's in-person people in the room that you see at Beach Luxury Hotel, plus there are several online. So in case of hybrid, Karachi Toastmasters now has members throughout the world.
Normally, how many persons are in the meeting in these sessions?
20 or so. You may have 10, around 10 to 15 inside the room at Beach Luxury Hotel, and then online anywhere 10 to 15, depending on
Okay, and
So-
what's the timing? It's around 6:30 to
Yeah,
Till-
it's 6:30 in the evening, and it'll be I guess I should have had to ask someone to put the agenda in the chat so you can. It's scheduled to go, yes, 6:30 the open, and then because of the prayer timing, sometimes there's short break because of prayers, and then it's designed to go till about 9 o'clock.
till 9 o'clock. Okay.
And then you may have heard that one of the members is going for higher studies to Italy. So after the meeting, the ones that are in person will be going out for dinner in honor of
that's
one
good.
of our members. And during the meeting, you'll hear some people will say a few words about. He's also not only a member of Karachi Toastmasters, he's also a club officer in the past, and he's also serving as the club president of another Toastmasters club in Karachi. And he's on his way to Italy for higher studies. So the club is bidding him farewell after the meeting at a dinner.
Right.
So we're glad to have you.
Yeah, thank you.
So
Same here. I'm very excited to join this new club, and luckily it is one of the oldest Toastmaster club which I have joined, and hopefully it will be a
That's
good
good.
experience.
Yeah, and then towards the end of the meeting, you will be asked, the club president will ask all the guests, including yourself, to say a few words, what you thought about the meeting, is this what you were looking for, etc., etc. Brief remarks.
Okay,
So glad to have you.
thank you. Sarfraza, my son Daniel is also here, and I think he has done his A levels and now he is at graduation level.
Okay.
Would it be appropriate if he can join as well? Although he has already.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
As a guest, anyone can join. But obviously, if you need membership, you'll be called as Toastmasters. That's the only difference we have.
Even as a member, anyone can join. It's open to everyone.
Mhm.
So
Okay, that's good.
yeah. So welcome, Mr. Daniel. Good to have you. And we are just about to resume. If you're having tea or coffee, keep having.
Tanu, we are also having a Kashif Nawaz, who
Yes,
is very
yes.
active on our guest group. How
Yes,
can we
yes,
just
yes.
let him go
He-
without having
He posts a
work from
video
home.
every day. No worries.
Yeah.
So Kashif,
Let's
how are
keep
you
him
doing?
lively.
Kashif, how are you doing?
Yeah, I am fine. Thank you, sir. What about you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. So lovely videos, and the best part about your videos is that they're so short that they're very easy to see every day. So great job.
Thank you very much, sir. Because actually, I want to tell you something here. And actually, before I think 1 week ago, I sent a video in the group, and by mistakenly, the admin deleted that video, and
Yes,
then he
exactly. Yeah.
he messaged me, he texted me privately, and he said to me that actually we deleted your video mistakenly. So actually, this gesture was very good gesture. I liked this. Thank
No,
you very
actually,
much.
yeah, because see, since you post the video every day, that guest thought that, since we have to oversee the content that's posted, so he thought that maybe there was some sort of spamming or something. But then I told him that, this is a regular contributor and Kashif actually posts one video every day. And it's a very
Yes,
useful
sir.
video. So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
So, in fact, we may have that. All right. All right. So we have the first. Everyone, can we please reconvene? And DTM Sarfraz, before you get prepared for your speech, have you taken up disruptor roles or not?
No, I was seeing the chain. Some have taken, and I think I was going to be interrupted. Those are already taken.
Yeah. So right now, what is remaining is one chatter spot is remaining, and a talker, interrupter, and arguer.
Is there one that says just be a pain in the rear end?
Well, I actually don't know how will that work in an online setting, because see, nobody really minds the silent member of the audience, right? So, but it's up to your imagination, sir. So I'm assigning you, all right, and I'll be sharing the.
Okay, so this is for Toastmaster Imran.
Yes.
Okay. So this is revenge time.
Yes. Oh yes. Oh, yes. This is the most fun project in Toastmasters, I must say, and everybody has a blast. Except the speaker. But one thing that I'm not so keen on is that the speaker knows that they're about to be interrupted, and I think that is against the spirit of acting on your feet. But all right. So okay, I have assigned the slots and I'm posting the screenshot in the super secret group. And after that we'll resume. Oh my God. Toastmaster Maria, did we have this conversation in front of you?
Oh, she's listening.
All right. You should forget everything you heard. So, all right, we are now resuming the meeting, and I'm interrupting myself from having tea. So,
What about me? What role should I take?
wait, let me assign you.
Because I'm in the disruptors group.
Yeah. Let me assign you. What happened? Are you putting a magic spell or something?
It's not working.
Wait.
Oh, why?
All right, everyone. Welcome back. And we are resuming our meeting. And we'll be going to the prepared speeches first. For those who don't know, we have the first the prepared speeches, then an impromptu speaking session called the table topic session, and finally we have the evaluation session. So today we have a very interesting meeting because we have two 10 to 15-minute projects and both are very similar. And we have a 10 to 12-minute project and only lonely normal speeches by DTM Sarfraz, which is 5 to 7 minutes. So let me call upon this evaluator who took on this evaluation role very enthusiastically. And he is positively beaming with happiness as we speak. So DTM Sir, please introduce the project and the speaker.
Fellow Toastmasters and honorable guests, the strongest Toastmaster Sarfaraz Nazir will be delivering a project, writing a speech with a purpose. The purpose of the project is to learn or review the basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. The speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. So timer myself, I will note it down.
I will time.
And the speech title is Persevere. So persevere. DTM Sarfaraz Nazir, TTM Sarfaraz Nazir, persevere. Over to you, sir.
Okay, then. DTM Saad, will you be the timing it?
No, actually, I can time it. No worries.
Okay. So it's going to show as Karachi Toastmasters. Okay. Now, DTM Talha, before I deliver my speech, can I give my remarks on a different subject? Is our guest of honor there in the room?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Mr. Guest of Honor, please. Yeah. Yeah, please come on the stage. Yeah, and get used to it. No, it's okay. So, yes.
I'm visible, I guess.
Yes.
Excellent. Most of you know our guest of honor, distinguished Toastmaster Ali Ashar Anjum. But many of you might not know. When Toastmasters International awarded me my first DTM award, Distinguished Toastmaster Award, Ali Ashar Anjum was just 7 weeks old.
I told you.
I had given several speeches by that time in order to qualify for the DTM award. And Ali Ashar Anjum, even though he was only 7 weeks old, he was already giving speeches on the subject of love and broken hearts. DTM Ali, as we walk our path of life, we meet people every day. Most are simply met by chance, but some are sent through Karachi Toastmasters our way. These become special friends whose bond we cannot explain, the ones who understand us and share our joy and pain. Their love contains no boundaries, so even we are apart, their presence enhances us with a warmth felt in the heart. This love becomes a passageway when even the miles disappear, and so these friends like Ali, God sends our way, remain forever near. And over the several weeks at KTC meetings, we've talked about biryani. One of the tabletop is, food. So here's a recipe Ali just prepared for you. 4 cups of love, 2 cups of loyalty, 3 cups of forgiveness, 1 cup of friendship, 5 tablespoons of hope, 2 tablespoons of tenderness, 4 quarts of faith, 1 barrel of laughter. Take love and loyalty, mix it thoroughly with faith, blend it with tenderness, kindness, and understanding. Add friendship and hope. Sprinkle abundantly with laughter, bake it in sunshine, and you will have a recipe called Ali Ashar Anjum, my friend forever. Thank you, TTM, and best of luck.
Thank you so much, DTM Sarfaraz, for such a kind wishes and words. I'm just overwhelming. I'm speechless. I'm just over the
No. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Timer, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
I am about 2 or 3 years old, living in the naval base in Manora. The base was back then called PNS Bahadur. Every afternoon, a boat left the jetty at the naval base and went to PNS dockyard, where naval ships were docked next to each other. At the time, my father was on one of the naval's minesweepers. One afternoon, I decided to go visit my father. I walked from my house to the pier. When I arrived, I discovered that the boat had gone. The boat had already left. Now, what would a child do in such a situation? Probably feel disappointed, disheartened, discouraged, and walked back home. I don't know. It's been such a long time why I did what I did. I did not go back home. Instead, I walked to the house of the admiral. Back then, the admiral was a British Navy officer. I went to his house. There was a sentry or guard. And I kept on saying, the boat is gone. The boat is gone. The boat is gone. So he called inside and told them, there is a little boy here who says the boat is gone. The admiral said, send him in. I went inside, talked to him. Even though he was a British Navy officer, he understood and spoke some Urdu. So he knew when I said the boat is gone and why I'm saying that. He called the pier and said, get my boat ready and take him to his father. Now, whenever the admiral was in the boat, it had a flag. So you could tell the admiral is inside the boat. Since he was not in the boat, there was no flag. But when the boat was heading towards the dockyard, from a distance, they couldn't tell that it had a flag or not. All they saw was the admiral's boat, and they started scrambling. Hey, admiral's coming, admiral's coming. And they're getting ready. Okay, line up here. And the boat comes and docks. He looks, hey, where's the admiral? And here comes a little tiny boy coming out. Now, that happened when I was little. There's a lesson in that. Unfortunately, when we're little, we don't know there's a lesson in there. Our parents don't make us sit down and say, hey, son, daughter, you just learned an important lesson in life. Let us explain to you what lesson you learned. So it took several years before I realized that there was a lesson in that. That boat had left did not mean that I go back home and forget about it, maybe try it again. No, I did not give it up. So that's what happened when back in 1996, I competed in the international speech contest. And I was so glad that I won club, area, and division and advanced to the district. And at the district, I came in second. That's not bad. Second place in the district level international speech contest when you have reached the district level for the first time. So if you're second in district, that means you're going to try again. Well, not just second. Some people never even place, but they keep on trying. So in 1997, I competed again. And wow, voila, I advanced to the district level again. But this time, I walk home empty-handed, no trophy. Then in 1998, I competed again. But this time, I made a fatal mistake. The district was holding 3 contests, table topics, tall tales, and international speech contest. I decided to enter all 3, even though my main focus was the international speech contest. So I entered table topics and tall tales in one division and international speech contest in a different division because I was a member of clubs in both divisions. One Saturday, I competed in the table topics and I took first place in table topics. Oh, great. Then comes tall tales. I took second place in tall. Oh, that's great. A week later was my international speech contest in the other division. Some of the helpers who were experienced judges from the previous contest, they were now judges in my international speech contest. They already knew I had taken first in table topics, second in tall tales. They said, hey man, how many awards is he going to win? And then one of the contestants comes along, young, nice, pretty, female. New Toastmaster. No, she was not new to Toastmaster. She had been a Toastmaster. She had transferred from the East Coast to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. She was new to the division. Her voice was, music to their ears. They had already been hearing Sarfraz Nazir for year after year competing. So what happened when they're now in second place? And the person who represents our division at the district contest, if the winner is unavailable, is Sarfaraz Nazir. Now, after the contest, I was in the parking lot talking to a friend of mine. Look what happened. 1996, I advanced to district second place. 97, I went to district no place. 98, I did not even advance. Oh, I'm stuck in reverse. So should I give up? What should I do? Well, couldn't decide. I wasn't thinking about that boat is gone story. But I decided to compete again in 99. This time I advanced to the district again. And in there, they said, oh, people don't make any noise. If you make a noise during the speech, you have to make the same noise at the same time for all the speakers. Oh, voila, I'm speaking in my middle of speech. A police officer from the next room comes and opens the door and makes a lot of noise. And I had to pause for a few seconds, just a few seconds, but enough to throw me off and throw the judges off that I took second. Disappointed. But at least I knew the trend had been reversed, that I at least got second. So I competed again in 2000. Voila, this time the district had the right judges and I won. Folks, you have to persevere. The boat is gone. Reminds me that you keep on fighting until you achieve your goal. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, DTM Sarfaraz Nazir. And yes, of course, one should persevere. And I've seen perseverance in this club. Wait a minute, what happened to the camera?
No, it's just changed one. Let me just.
Oh, all right. So I've seen perseverance, and I've seen perseverance in this club. And coming back to PTM Ali, he knows very well that when he used to speak in the beginning, more often than not, he used to exceed his time. In fact, it was a major surprise when he did complete his speeches in time. And it was not because of anything else. It was because of that mysterious tendency that grabs every speaker. While ending the speech, something makes you go on and on and on. And he received quite a few scoldings from me on this, because not planning is one thing, right? But planning your content and then exceeding time because of that inside voice that just urges you to go on, that is something else. And thanks to that perseverance, it is so amazing to see that today, DTM Ali Asharanjam still exceeds his time most of the time. Not most of the time, sometimes, which we all do. So staying within time is one of the greatest challenges in Toastmasters. And believe me, in our society, there's an innate feeling amongst everyone that the longer you occupy the stage, somehow the more influential, the more liked you are. Wherein in reality, you should know, in order to soar higher, you should know when to leave the stage. So that's what we all learned. And with that, I'll welcome my next speaker, who is Toastmaster Mariam Aftab Kidwai. And Toastmaster Mariam Aftab Kidwai.
Is it possible if I'll just give after this speech? I just need 5 minutes, please.
All right, no worries, no worries.
Thank you so much.
So then that makes our next speaker Toastmaster Imran Rana.
Wow.
And his evaluator will be Toastmaster Rabia Dishan. So please introduce the project.
Assalamu alaikum. Today, Toastmaster Imran. First of all, I thought I was being bamboozled, like Toastmaster Imran is giving a speech, but thankfully today we'll be listening a speech from Toastmaster Imran Rana. He is doing presentation mastery level 4. What is the project name? I forgot. I have the purpose written, I do not have that. Managing a difficult audience. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice the skills needed to address audience challenges when he will be presenting outside of Toastmasters Club. So today as an evaluator, I have to make sure that when the audience disrupts Toastmaster Imran, how he reacts to it and how he manages his speech with the audience disruptions. Toastmaster Imran Rana, nice dream or ice cream? Nice dream or ice cream, Toastmaster Imran Rana?
Okay. No. Only designated, only designated speakers. Yeah, only designated disruptors who have already been designated. They are supposed to disrupt. Yeah, designated.
You just disclose yourself, so you just.
And the duration is 10 to 15 minutes. So, yes. 2:15, 10, 12 and a half.
Minimum stand, yeah. Life is a bittersweet for most of us, but it takes on a special flavor of weirdness when you are a student and a married person at the same time. In which case, life can become ridiculously not easy. It is like being stranded in a burning house, which is encircled by walls, and there is no escape. At one moment, you are a responsible husband and a father, generally managing relationship and professional responsibilities at the same time. And on the next moment,
Actually, this is the 5th time I'm hearing.
you have a backpack full of books and you sit
Wake
down
me
to study.
if I sleep. Yeah.
Okay, Ditya Bahar, you just added something. Would you like to come here and share your views?
No, I just shared where they were supposed to be.
Okay, thank you so much. So after this speech, I'll discuss more about this.
All right.
Thank you so much. Okay, at one moment, you are a responsible husband and a father, generally managing relationship and professional responsibilities at the same time. And on the next moment, you have a backpack full of books and you sit down to study just like a 5-year-old.
What about the ice cream? What about the ice cream? Toastmaster Rabia, I'm not hearing anything about the ice cream, you know.
You think
What's
you
going
had it
on?
bad when you were in school? Okay, Toastmaster Hina, I will get back to you. Since you are not in Karachi, right? So we'll request you to buy your ice cream from UAE.
Who gave you the right to give away a location? Like, I mean, seriously, what was that?
Okay, Ditya Talha.
What happened to
Okay,
privacy and respect?
I would like to share one thing. You know what? When we are standing here and speaking to public, so what will happen? Our brains suddenly stop working. I would like to try on Ditya Talha whether his brain still works at here or not. So would you like to join me?
Oh yes, sure.
Sure, please. Just for 30 seconds. Timer, please start. Start that. Yes, please. Go ahead.
Go ahead. What?
I just wanted to check. The audience would like to check that your brain still works or not.
Yes, it is working, but
That's
you
okay.
must have devised a test or something for that, right?
Okay, so his brain is still working. Please get back to you, see.
Thank you.
We'll discuss it later. Okay, so where I was? Can someone guide me? Yes. When you are a student, you have a backpack full of books and you sit down to study just like a 5-year-old. You think you had it bad when you were in school? Naughty teachers, expecting parents, envious relatives and friends. Do you think they had made your result day miserable? Welcome to the world of post-school exams. Here, the stakeholders in your school, in your exam results include your boss, their spouses, your friends and their spouses, your own spouse, your in-laws and their spouses, your colleagues and their spouses, your acquaintances and their spouses. It seems like there is one person who's constantly disrupting.
Is this a speech about spouses or ice cream? All I
Okay.
hear is spouses and
It seems
spouses.
it seems like we have so many chatters in the meeting. So DTM Sarfraz, I would love to come back to you. But let me finish my speech first. I'll give you
When
last-
will you be coming back? Because, speakers say, I'll come back, and they never come back.
Yeah.
and you're going-
My
you're
speech
going-
will be finished in 5
you-
to 10 minutes,
you-
and
you-
I'll get back to you.
You're going to go boat basin somewhere for dinner, and I'll be waiting here. Hey, when is he coming back?
We will-
Are you going to come back after the speech or after the dinner?
after the dinner? Okay? Thank you so much. Okay.
So at least
So-
you can give us ice cream before you go for dinner.
Sure. Ice cream will be distributed to everyone.
But all you've given us is spouses and spouses, everybody's
So
spouses.
I respectfully request you to please listen to my beautiful story. You might get some lesson from it. So,
Okay.
never too old to learn anything.
Okay, children, gather around.
Thank you so much.
Who did you
So,
call old?
I would like
Oh
to
my God,
request
that's such an ageist remark. DTM Sarfraz. Did you just hear it? I mean, seriously, what are you on to?
Okay, DTM plan. Okay, DTM plan. So, okay. So, yes, your boss and their spouses, your in-laws and their spouses, and your friends who have cleared their exams years ago and now only call you to ask, ICMA kahan tak pahuncha? What's the status of your ICMA?
What's the status of
Masters
ICMA?
and guests, still not complete, okay? Fellow Masters and guests. Yes.
ICMA stand for?
Institute of Cost and Management Accountants of Pakistan. So I'm get back to you. If you have further questions, please. Yes. Okay, DTM sir, do you have something special to? No, I'm good. Thank you.
I would just like
So
talking-
I would request you to please concentrate on your speech. Thanks. Yes. Okay. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, 6 years back, the exam results surprised me on my birthday. It was Saturday and the month was October. I just got free from my ACMA exams. One of my friends and awaited for the result. One of my friends called me and told me that the result will going to be announced anytime today. I was little surprised and at the same time depressed too. Yes. Do you want
Do
to
they announce results on Saturdays?
Unfortunately, it was my birthday and it was announced. Okay.
But it must not be a Saturday then. I mean, they don't usually, it's a Monday usually, at least in ICAP it is.
It
but-
was institutional.
Since
Okay.
it was Institute of Cost and Management Accountants.
Oh, yes.
So
I
they
forgot. Yeah.
they never think about what is it Saturday, Sunday or Monday. They announce anytime. Okay. I was quite surprised and at the same time depressed too. My wife, who usually forgot my birthday, somehow remembered this time. So she offered me an ice cream treat. In the evening, we went to Cremello, an ice cream parlor near to our house, where
What's
we
your favorite ice cream flavor?
my flavor, yes, I'm coming back to that. Where we shared our love for chocolate, that was the flavor we had decided on. I went to the counter and asked for the chocolate ice cream, all the while not being able to take away my eyes on the phone. Imagine a situation where you are about to sign your wedding papers and the message bell rings. You check the message and it flashes on. Congratulations, you just won a cancer diagnosis. Same thing happened with me. At the moment I took the ice cream, the message bell rang. Bling! My heart started running very fast, like an Arabian horse. And I could even heard the sound. Can anyone guess what? Tagadam, 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 tagadam.
That's a Hindi horse running, not an Arabic horse. There's no ray in Arabic, so the horses don't run with that sound.
The sound of the horse running, maybe.
Get your facts straight. man.
Okay, my time will come. Don't worry. Okay. So
At that moment, I was unable to decide whether to check the message or to run away and started a new life, or to throw the mobile phone in the toilet and flush it out, or pretending to having a heart attack. And my wife was celebrating my recovery and she forgot the result. In the end, I took the mobile phone and checked the message. It was from Institute of Cost and Management, Accountants of Pakistan. And the message was about audit and assurance paper F. As you can imagine, fail wasn't the only word I could think of at that time.
What was the other word? If you weren't going to tell, why mention it?
Yes, sometimes some things should remain untold because that looks good in that. So there's nothing to disclose everything. There are something that could be understandable. Okay, so I was actually telling you about my story. So few drops landed on my hand. People thought I was crying. Actually, it wasn't my tears. It was the ice cream that was melting. I thought to myself that it's foolish to cry over a spilled milk. Now, whatever I do, it won't change the result. So I decided myself that, yes, DTM sir, would you like to?
Talking to him.
It is so important that you are discussing during the speech.
Well, actually, it is.
Okay, so there's the door. Okay, so it's foolish to talk about. It's foolish to cry over a spilled milk. So I decided to enjoy the ice cream. DTM and Yashar. Okay.
Oh my God. But I just made
Is it the part of disturbance or? Come on. There is no red. Please sit down. No,
How are you so sure?
no, there's nothing inside. So please have a seat. Okay.
Are you waiting for someone to get killed by a red light before you believe?
Just a minute. Oh my goodness, it's a rat. Oh, there's nothing inside.
The rat is outside.
Okay, so where I was. So I thought to myself, it's foolish to cry over a spilled milk. So enjoy the ice cream. So I decided I took the ice cream to my wife. While enjoying the ice cream, I was unable to control my giggles. My wife, who was constantly observing the whole situation, so she asked a series of questions. Honey, I was observing that you were constantly looking at your mobile phone. It's your birthday, and why are you acting so weird? Honey, what's so funny? Am I missing something? I stopped eating and looked into her eyes and told her gently, sweetheart, I'm failed once again. At the moment, she was shocked, and then she started giggling. And we both ended up with bouts of laughter.
What choice did she have?
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, they say that time is the biggest healer. The painful memory that I had, a failure of my exams, started gradually faded away and become something to laugh about. Whereas the joyful memory becomes part of your life. They are your best friends forever with you in times of sorrows and pain. Whatever happens in life becomes a memory. It is up to us whether to make it a source of pain or to make it a source of gain. In the words of Tim. Do you want to know who's Tim? Okay, no question. Okay, in the words of Tim, sometimes life takes away your nice dreams. In that case, never forget. So I did not forget. Never forget, there's always an ice cream. Over to the Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Imran. And now it's time for our next big speaker. Toastmaster Mariam.
Maybe she just logged out.
No, she's still here and he's not easily scared. Don't worry about it. So, Toastmaster Mariam, good to have you. We are delighted to see you. Extra delighted today. And your evaluator is DTM Sarfraz. So DTM Sarfraz, sir, please introduce the project as if you need to. Sir, you're muted.
Thank you, DTM Talha. Toastmaster Mariam Aftab is completing project from the Presentation Mastery Pathway, Level 4, Managing a Difficult Audience. The purpose of this project is for Toastmaster Mariam Aftab to practice the skills needed to address audience challenges when she presents outside of the Toastmasters Club. Her total time is 10 to 15 minutes, which includes a 5 to 7 minute speech. The title of her speech is Be There. Be There, Toastmaster Mariam Aftab Kidwai.
Thank you so much. Have you ever felt there should be someone with you to whom you can say anything in anywhere you want without having a feel what the other person may thought? We all have been. And that's a phenomenon of life. We all need someone caring, and we all need to be heard. We need someone to look up to us and ask us, how are you? At any age. Age does not matter when it comes on emotion. Today, I'll be sharing a story with you all. Story about a year back. I was actually in a wedding and all my chachas and uncles were there. Suddenly, there was an announcement of the inter-board examinations were there.
DTM Talha, you remember about your marriage? Your wedding?
I asked my cousin about his results. Ignore all that noises, please. Focus on me. So I asked my cousin about his results. And he told me that, Mariam Baji, it was good, but not that good. I remember my chacha was sitting next to him. And he said, don't ask him. He's a failure.
DTM Saad, you came in late. Was there a traffic problem?
I was not expecting at all. Actually, maybe because of the tone of the words. Maybe the emotions that were missing over there.
Oh, okay. So that's okay.
Then asked him, can you be
we were not sure if you're going to make it on time or not.
And he was really good in that. He answered me, Mariam Baji, I got a B grade. Trust me, an inter B grade is not bad. But
is it?
Has
is it not bad?
It's
not that good.
2021. But yeah, it is
Toastmaster
bad.
Mariam, it's not that good.
Yes. If you listen to the second line, I'll repeat for you again. It was not
are you going for dinner after the meeting?
He would have attained this marks back in 2000 and early 2000. But yes, he got B grade back in 2021-22, where the competition is high. We all run for the competition of coming first, second, or third. We run for the positions, we run for the grade. And in that race, he got B, which was a bit disappointing for his parents, I guess, because he was a brilliant child. My next question follows up. What are you planning to pursue as your career? He said, with very disappointing and a shy face.
Excuse me,
He was like,
Mariam,
no, Mariam.
how old was this child? How old was this child?
He was 18, 19. He had just completed his second year.
the way you talked about him is, it felt as if he was like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
But
maybe
yeah,
because
see,
of that movement. But you're right. Because of that movement, he was felt as if he was a child. He don't want to speak up. The movement becomes you. The movement describes you, who the person you are. Sometimes we are vulnerable to the situation. We don't know how to handle it. And he was too young to handle his emotions. You were right. He do sound like a 4 or 5 years old child.
but don't
To
you
his
think
father,
that
to the world.
18 is an age where a person should be able to handle themselves?
Not everyone.
Yeah, I
That-
agree
When
with
will
you,
they learn? Like,
Toastmaster.
when will they get to 80 or 90? What will be the use
I
then?
agree with DTM Talha. I think, yeah, a
Maybe,
little
maybe
bit
because,
old.
no, maybe because we at that age might have gained a lot of emotional strength that boy might not have. I cannot really compare his emotions to the other person's because every person is different and is respectful equally. So his
So was
emotions
it because of COVID?
no mental stress. At that time, COVID was not there. That might be his reason to be a grade B, but that would be a nice one. But no, that's because of the mental stress, not the COVID. Nah, COVID make us all emotionally imbalanced, but not that person at that time. But yes, she's dealing
How
with
come
us.
she's not,
I don't even hear her. Where is she?
how come she's not disrupting you like she's always disrupting you?
Because she said, Mama, my role will be done by others, so I won't be doing that. So I'll be a good child. Let them play with you. I said, okay, let's see what happens. So now just moving on. I asked him, what are your plans? What would you like to pursue in your career? I'll repeat again with a shy face, emotions. He said, no, abruptly, like, I would like to go for chemistry, but computer science, chemistry. And I said, chemistry? Okay, that's good. But why? He looked up his father and said, I don't know. Then I asked him, what you would like to do?
Mhm.
And he said, I'm interested in computer sciences.
DTM sir, you get
Of my
emotional?
class. No, I'm kind of a rough person in that manner. I do get emotions when I'm alone, but not in public. I know how to handle that. So I did that. I do hold him and I said, if you want to do computer sciences, then how come you are saying chemistry?
What do you do
And
when
he
you
looked,
get emotional?
yeah,
What do you do when you get emotional?
I don't listen to other people. I just be myself.
Like now, like now.
So now, and then I asked him that, what do you want to do and why you want to do chemistry? He just looked up to his father and I got instantly that, yes, it is something that is being forced. I asked my chachu that why chemistry? He said, whatever he is getting to. And I said, this is not the answer I was waiting for. And he said, look, for chemistry, there's 60%, 70%. I don't know the percentages that were at that time was being in the merit. And if he won't get any chemistry, science, physics, then I'll just put him in economics. For me, that was really bad. I felt that if someone wants to do anything in a career pursuit, you are the person, you are the father. If he would not come to you, to whom he would go? If you would not understand him, who will then? This is to all the fathers over there. Father to be, to the sons. How have you felt at that time? We all have emotions. We all feel, and this matters the most. We are there to save, to help, to give a hug, a smile to our loved ones. Sometimes they need it the most. Try to understand what the other person is trying to say. My chacha was not wrong in a way, because when I just talked to him, he told me that I don't want him to just go away, thrown in a mud where he cannot get out of himself. By this, he means He don't want him to join computer sciences because he thinks he's weak in this. And I asked, if you feel he's going to fall in a trap, will you be able to get him out? And he said, I will do anything. I said, then let him jump. Let him jump and help him out and help him in understanding how to get out of that trap. Because when you'll be not there, he will make the same mistakes because no one have ever let him make the mistakes and have taught him how to get out of a trap. That means a lot. We are sitting here with our loved ones. We all have our family members with us who are undoubtedly with us every time. But there are many things that I feel, should I say to my mommy or not? Should I tell my daddy or not? What will he say? How will he react? It's because somehow on the back of the mind, I have this thing and a question with me. Will they help me or not? Will they understand me or not? And guys, trust me, this question of understanding is not something that is inhabited or something that we have inbuilt with us. It is created. It is created with the passage of time. It is created with the situations. It is created with the questions you ask. It is created with the blocks you put in front of us. We as a teacher, we as a supporter, we as a mentor, we as a mother, father, sister, wife, or a daughter have our own responsibility to help, to understand each and every one, to be there at the point where anyone will need us.
But
We
what
had
if
to
they
be
don't
there.
want us there? What if they push us away?
Oh, then that's a very simple way. You will know that. Maybe that will take you a hard lesson to know, but this lesson would be stay with the person for a longer period of time. And he or she will never forget what you did with them. That's my take with you. Don't be that person. Be there. Be there for everyone. Be there for anyone. Your one step is enough for anyone to know. Your kind words are more than anything. Your gestures shows a lot, says a lot about you and your feelings about that other person. Respect that. Respect yourself. Respect everyone and be there. Thank you. That's all from my side.
Wait. Yeah, just give me a second. All right. Thank you so much, Professor Mariam. And I don't know what to say. Did we just get badly lit?
Yeah.
Yes, we did. And that was a lesson in how to handle
Yes.
distractions. Of course, Toastmaster Imran did it in his own way. And if I can express an opinion here, Toastmaster Imran was always cordial and friendly. And Toastmaster Mariam, went the other route. And we kind of backed off because we kind of got scared. So very interesting approaches. And it was the same project, but you couldn't imagine more different approaches to doing this project. So congratulations. First of all, I must say to both of the speakers that between all the distractions, your speeches were absolutely impressive from start to finish. Although we managed to succeed, we succeeded in making Toastmaster Imran forget where he was, but he always managed to remember. And Toastmaster Mariam, you did not miss a beat. And that's one way that you soar higher, by ignoring the detractors. There's a very familiar phrase, I don't know who said it, and it doesn't sound really nice when it's put in the context of disruptors, but if you stop to, what was that? If you stop to fight with every barking dog on the way, you will never get there. So both the speakers today demonstrated that not only did they manage to deliver their messages, but also they made a very good um, uh, combat. They actually actively engaged with disruptors rather than ignoring them. So thoroughly admirable. And my message to you, Toastmaster Mariam, is that if you can come up with a keynote on 1 day's notice, if you can come up with this project on half a day's notice, where are your speeches? So thank you so much. And it's time for our last speaker. And sorry?
The main event.
Oh, yes, the main event, the guest of honor, or in Pakistani society, we would say, time for the groom to come to the stage. Because being a groom is something that, like DTM Ali Ashar Anjum wishes and aspires to be ever since he was born, if you listen to his speeches. So, everyone, please put your hands together for DTM Ali Ashar Anjum. And his evaluator is Toastmaster Hiba Rais.
Assisting guest at DTM Mariashar and doing presentation mastery level 4. The title of the speech is
The Beautiful Chapter.
The Beautiful Chapter. And there are basically two objectives of the speech. The first one is the purpose of this project is for the member to reflect on his or her growth during the completion of an entire path. And the second one is the purpose of the speech is for the member to share his or her aspect of his or her growth during the completion of a path. Over to you.
I close my eyes and stretch my hands to fly high, high and higher, and soaring towards the sky. I close my eyes, and the scenario was something beautiful. I was there, and you know why it is beautiful? Because you all were with me. You, and all the people on their virgin streets. In my 20 years, 25 years of age, my book was published. And you know, that is the last chapter of my book, of my life. This is the beautiful chapter. And today I am going to disclose that why this book. For 25 years, I have been struggling with myself. You know that we all have our own stories and we all are heroes of our own stories. But for the first 22 years, I was not a hero. I was just the side role or doing the supporting role in my own story. But something happened in my life. It was a mere coincidence that on 3rd May 2020, when I delivered my first icebreaker, the topic was when I find my lost passion. And now I am an author after 2 years. It is a mere coincidence or something else. What I have done in the last two years, what changed and how I transformed. The only thing I did was to step into the beach luxury hotel and join Karachi Toastmasters. You know why The chapter is so beautiful because the clan is so beautiful that you can find each and every one who is supporting you, fostering you, care you, and love you from all their hearts. As I already told you, that my story, and I was playing the supporting role for the last 22 years. You know, we all are heroes of our own stories. But the more conflict and the crisis, the bigger crisis you face, the bigger and the most prominent hero you are. For the 22 years, I was just escaping from my conflict and the crisis that I faced. And what was that crisis? Whenever I speak, I stuttered whenever I uttered. And then I was battling with that conflict. The conflict for the 22 years. And in the last 2 years, I joined Toastmasters to battle and fight with my crisis. And then I emerged as a distinguished Toastmaster, or the youngest distinguished Toastmaster of District 1. And believe me or not, you should believe that because the recording was on record. on 3rd May 2020, when I conclude my icebreaker, I wished in that icebreaker that I want to be a DTM, but I didn't know that thing that I would achieve that thing too early. How all these things happen? That how I say that I am a hero. I am a hero because I battled and knocked out the conflict and the crisis that I have been facing for several years. But you need something to ignite, some power, something that is going to move you, lift you up so you can soar towards the sky and fly high. And KTC did that. Mentors here did that. Their affection, their recommendations, and whenever they give you feedback, you can sense the love. You can sense that how loyal and sincere they all are. When that sandwich approach, I start loving sandwich. And the journey of leadership, the volunteerism, you know that I was a bit selfish person. But now, after becoming a volunteer, my fish is on sale. And that is the true spirit of Toastmasters. That how you realize that who you are. What I have done in last 2 years, just delivering speeches. I sit, I reflect, I write, I get reviewed by mentors, and then realized that, okay, this is the true me. That was not conflict of, it's not about the stuttering, it is about the effort and the escape that I am running from myself. And what if I didn't join the Karachi Toastmaster Club. I will play the supporting role in my own story. Just imagine. But every hero needs mentor. Some people who push them. You know that I'm fascinated with many people, many characters. You know that in Kung Fu Panda, there is a Master Chief. And in Karachi Toastmaster Club, we have a Master Shifu, and that is Toastmaster Imran. I think most of the distinguished Toastmasters are due to him. His efforts, his all things. And in my childhood, I used to resemble as Harry Potter. And here is my Dumbledore. So whatever the panda, the Spider-Man, all those heroes are emerged from their crisis and they need someone to do. They need some push, something. And that's something I find in my life from Karachi Toastmasters. From the people there. It is just not about the communication, the speaking, and the linguistic. It is about my career, my personal life. You know that in development stages, volunteerism is a key. And I just found it a big phenomenon. But then I saw Toastmaster Rabia's session. Whenever there is a crisis, the real crisis, education, you will find her volunteering. And from that thing, that's give me hope. Yes. All such things are just not a theory. We have practical examples here. You know that how close we all are. We share many things as a mentor, mentee, a family, having dinners, picnics, riding in a car on fire. So the more you face the crisis, the greater hero you will be. But to become that hero, you need that push. And in my story, if I am a hero, that push is Karachi Toastmasters. Let's give me that how you can transform yourself in just 2 years. I said that I'm an author now. So from where I get that motivation and that courage to write. Because that journey was a journey of self-exploration. I knew that, oh, I can do this thing also. This thing also. Toastmaster Rooster covered. When I completed my level 1, level 2, I was on the 7th sky. That, oh, how good I am. That how she depicts from her words. And when DTM Sarfaraz jumps into the Karachi Toastmaster Club, the most youthful. Whenever you get evaluated from him, or just heard his speeches, you can sense the experience, the courage, and you get motivated. Oh, I want to speak like him. And we all should be the backward speaker at his age, because we have DTM for us to guide us. We have such mentor. Might be he don't have that mentor like him, Today, I am going to exceed the time. I know, because I am always overwhelmed, but all the titles that I get, the wounded soldier, the hopeless romantic, I was not such type of person before Karachi Toastmaster. I was the most pragmatic and the most sophisticated and a hopeless romantic one. But now, after my stories, my speeches, I am a wounded soldier. So this is a change that a sophisticated person like me, who was too conscious about his persona, usually bamboozled people with his persona, has expressed his heart out in front of Karachi Toastmaster Club. So there is something, a certain relationship or magic that prevails here. You know where love prevails? When you rise above all. And I felt that ecosystem here in this room, even through the Zoom. So Toastmasters, this is the most beautiful chapter of my life, or the last one of my 25 years. Now it's time to close this book and write a new chapter. The people who soars high know when to leave, as just became the last said today. I'm just leaving this personal space. I will be in your hearts. Whenever there would be a story or a speech about love, you are going to remember. Whenever there would be a paradox between the black hole and love, you are going to remember it. I will be there on your Zoom screens. You cannot sense the silence through that, but you can see me. And whenever I'm going to come back, whenever I will be here every time, because KTC is home to me. As I just said, that those 22 years and these 2 years, from a supporting artist to the hero, from the bush, from this claim, and from my lost pen to the writer, all things belongs to this club. I know this is a sad moment, but not the saddest one. This is a journey of soaring towards the sky. The least thing we can do, just be like a firefly who can indicate the path. Inspire, aspire, or be the star. So the people can trek. And if you would be the star with a larger density, you would be the black hole and a pathway to the new universe. So my chapter, the beautiful chapter, is closed. But it is a journey and a start of a new chapter. The next 25 years with new ambitions and new aspirations. Over to the Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, it will be some time before we can process that speech, so I will not comment on it. But while listening to you, one thing made itself very prominent. There are people who actually transform through Toastmasters. They make progress in their lives, in their careers, in their personal lives, in their professional lives. There's so many examples sitting here before us, including our club group director, DTM Kalia. Your renewal is due by the way. Sorry? Yeah. You are our sales pitch. I mean, seriously. When you say that KTC is the home club of DTM Ali Asher and DTM Zaid and DTM Saad and Imran Rana, what more sales pitch do you need? But one thing that strikes me the most is Toastmasters can be all those things, but you cannot take up membership and then sleep for 6 months and then say after 6 months, nothing happened. Because yes, you did nothing. You have to invest time and effort in Toastmasters. And virtually, this is virtually a guarantee, as is evidenced by DTM Ali, as is evidenced by Zaid, as is evidenced by me. We acquired different skills that we did not have before. We did things we did not do before Toastmasters. We not only progress in our professional lives, which may be, of course, a subjective matter, how much of that you can attribute to Toastmasters and how much to your fate and time and everything. But acquiring new skills, doing new things like writing a book, like becoming a professional trainer, like hosting events, like traveling abroad and hanging out with all the ladies, taking selfies. That is only something that Toastmasters enables you to do. The one thing Toastmasters asks you, apart from the fee, is you give your time and effort. Because if you do not, just like any other education program, it will not do anything for you. It is a journey to rediscover or discover yourself. And the only way to soar higher is to invest yourself both emotionally and physically and financially. So that brings our prepared speeches session to an end. And miraculously, despite the fact that DTM Ali Asher Anjum spoke, we are only about half an hour behind schedule. So now we'll move to table topics, but before that, I'll ask the timer. No, I don't need to ask the timer. 3 speakers were qualified. And of course, we'll be giving a special certificate of appreciation to DTM Ali. Today, his speech and his journey with Karachi Toastmasters Club will not be served by a certificate. So yes, you are out of the running for the best speaker certificate because you exceeded your time. But so I'll ask our vote counter to float the poll, and in the meantime, I'll invite our table topics master, Toastmaster Shakil, to come on the stage.
Thank you, DTM Kala, and welcome to all Toastmasters, DTMs, and new fellow Toastmasters. This session is very engaging session and one of the most important session of the Toastmasters Club. All of you know, some people hide their faces, but this will give you encourage. I'm also one of them, those who hide their faces from table topic speeches. But this is the very important part. And some of the rules which I want to tell you, that timing of your speech slot is 1 minute, and then After 1 minute, you will see green light, and after 1.5 minutes, 1.5 minutes, you will see yellow, and 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, you will see red light. And the maximum allotted time is 2 minutes and 30 seconds. After 2 minutes and 30 seconds, you will be disqualified. So be ready. And I don't want to bamboozle you. Table topics is sessions, and table topics are difficult. I will not give you difficult table topics. So we will start with our first speaker. Our first speaker is Amna Mijar. Can you please?
That's the point. That's why it's called extempore.
I was bamboozled by my husband.
Wow, wow.
Okay. Your topic is which things in my life pushing me to soar high. I'm repeating, which things in my life pushing me to soar high.
Word of the day is considered, which we just used. Yeah.
Well, the one thing that helped me to understand that I have to soar higher in life was when and it's going to be a sad story for a while, was when my father passed away. So when he was alive, I was the youngest, and obviously I was the most pampered. But once he passed away, I realized that I'm not living in a bubble anymore, and I have to get out of my comfort zone whenever I can. Of course, not always, and I'm not in all situations. I can't, I'm still in my bubble most of the time, but sometimes you just need to push yourself, right? And so that was the moment where I realized that as a single woman, I was not married then, as a single woman at the age of 33, and with all my siblings married, I have to take responsibility, not of others, but responsibility of myself, right? So my responsibility is on myself, right? And I have to make sure that the first step is that I change myself, change the way I behave, change my attitude towards life, not do retrospect, do introspect, right? So whenever I'm in a situation, I am in a difficulty, I introspect, and that helps me to soar higher, because when you think of your own actions, when you take your own responsibility, then it really helps you to move forward.
Thank you so much.
Didn't do as good as the current team is doing, as I have been following the cricket team for the last 20 years, and I have seen the score like a football scorecard, where we have one score on the fall of 4 wickets, and now I see people criticizing that we are not doing good enough after having 100 runs opening partnership. So what would I do as a Pakistan cricket team is to deactivate all the Facebook accounts of all our group, our team members. That's the first thing, and remove all the media interactions, because I think what we are doing right now Yes, I don't think we have done as much better as we are doing right now. We have the best bowling attack, best middle of, not middle order, sorry. We are working on it, but we will get there. We are where we are planning to go. We have the greatest opening player right now, and we have the greatest unity in the team that we have not seen in the last 3 decades, I guess.
Yes.
In which I have been following the Pakistan cricket team, and there's no lobby and everything, and I like to continue to move forward with that same team, with that same spirit, minus with all the social media negativity. So that would be my plan.
Thank you, Bilal. Our next speaker will be from online.
Yes.
TM Ahmed Sahar.
Ahmed Shakur.
Ahmed Shakur. Ahmed Shakur, your topic is.
Wait. Yeah, there he is. Yes.
Online?
Yes, he's online. Yeah.
Ahmed Shakur, are you listening?
Yes, I'm listening. Can you listen me?
Yes. Okay, your topic is.
Okay.
I wish my dreams will come true. Your topic is, I wish my dreams will come true.
It is said that true dreamers and true dreams are those that does not come when you are sleeping, but to those dreams who keep you awake. And those dreams are something for which everyone wishes that they come true. Ladies and gentlemen, dear fellow Toastmasters, I do wish that my dreams come true. My first and the foremost dream is that I see my country, Pakistan, as a beautiful and nurtured nation in the world. I want to see its people flourish and educate and sophisticated like we see in many Western countries. You may think that it is a far-fetched dream, but it is something that is possible. We have seen that in less than a lifetime of a human being, China has turned itself from worst to the best. So why can't we do that? We are a nation which has started with nothing, and now we are nuclear power state in the world. Why can't we be the best nation in the world? Why can't we be the example for others? That is what I dream of, and that is what I want to see our country and our people. Thank you for the time. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Ahmed Shakur. So now we will proceed to our fourth speaker. But remember, the word of the day is bamboozled. So our next speaker is guest Ashfaq Ahmed. Ashfaq, are you online? Are you hearing us?
Yes. Mr. Ashfaq, are you online?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Can you please turn on your video, if possible?
Yeah, sure.
All right, there you go.
Okay, Ashfaq, your topic is, what do you imagine yourself 10 years from now? I repeat, what do you imagine yourself 10 years from now?
Okay, and I think it's a very interesting topic for me because 10 years down the road, I'm imagining myself living a very good retiring life. After retirement, it's my retirement after 10 years, and hopefully I will be having a very smooth journey, and my family, my sons are well settled by that time. And hopefully I will be having some business, my own business as well, with the support of my son and my family members. What else I can? And I'll be planning, or I will be traveling around the world, because I would like to travel at that stage. It would be a good, exciting opportunity for me. What else? And another, my dream is to be a teacher at one of the leading university, because after the around 30 years of experience, I would like to be transferring that knowledge to my younger generations,
That's great. That's great.
especially with respect to Islamic banking.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ishfaq sir. Actually, these are the things in impromptu speech you will think, and some topics ultimately turn you to think what you will do, what you can put.
And it was my first experience actually that.
You did excellent. You did excellent.
But it's very good. So
Thank
we will
you.
move on to our next speaker. We thought that, and we proposed that he would be here. If he would be here, he will enjoy most. Mufaddal Murtaza. You all know about Mufaddal Murtaza.
Actually, he just went offline, so maybe you can call guest.
Okay.
Bishan Aziz is the evaluator.
Oh, sorry.
You can call Toastmaster Tahir Ahmed. He's online.
Okay. Mr. Tahir Ahmed, are you listening us?
Yes.
Okay, Tahir, your topic. Yeah.
Yes.
Tahir, your topic is people or things who bamboozle you. People or things who bamboozle you.
Yeah, hope I'm audible clearly.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Table Topic Master, for giving such a readable towel to me. People, things are just the things. You can't enforce yourself to your mind. But the thing is that how will you see and overcome those struggles people think is the real question. Yeah. The question arises here. How you will see this overcome as your experiences. Today, I went to a driving license branch, Nazambad, for my license making. What happened to me when I parked the bike in my parking slot? I gave him a 500 note and he gave me change in return in rupees 600. Oh, what a panic! I think you can park the bike and you get 100 rupees free. It's absolutely free. But according to my sympathy, empathy, as a proud nation, as a bravery, as a thinker, as a future dealer, I give him 100 rupees back because they are the note of 10 rupees. He didn't know what is happening with him. So I say, how you are here, you are really giving a nation to the loss by giving some extra funds to the funds. If I am not begging to you, then you are. The thing is that we are thinking for our future by taking these things very easily. But what about the future? You have to put in the future aside and seeing the very small. You are act as a real man. As a younger generations and problematic situation for nowadays is that we earn money. Everyone has office. They go offices. They earn money. They work their home. As a student, I am learning. But change the thing. That think about the humanity. What about the source? Think, sing. You make their lives someone for humanity. You making their stumble, and that is day. you act as a real man. When you think that this person and humanity completely change through your influence, through your power, and that will a day when you act as a real man. Back to the master.
Thank you. And now our last speaker, distinguished Toastmaster and very senior person, Mr. Zaid Kalia. Can I request you to please?
He's actually bamboozled.
I think every topic is very easy for you. We are learning from you. So if this table topic would not be the part of Toastmaster Club, then what will happen? This is your topic.
Fellow Toastmasters, if table topic is not part of our Toastmasters program, there would have been no Toastmasters club in the world. Because this is one of the most effective way to capture guests, process them into table topic speech, give them awards like we will do today, and they will become members because they have realized that they can crush their fear while coming here, and they have the courage to speak for more than 1 minute, then 1.5, then 2 and 2.5, and then so on. And there will be time when people will say, TTM Ashar, please, we have to go to dinner. So this is the way techniques and skills will be built. If there is no table topics, then there will be some kind of acting which we have experienced in Express Toastmasters, and we have guessed what the person was doing. And they, as you have invited me last, thanks God, I was prepared, because the first one, and there they asked me to open the chat and do the acting, and people have to guess. And I was doing amazing wild shapes, and ideas was given through gestures, and they guessed it correctly. So if you are a Toastmasters, you can speak sign language as well. So you will be having some skills to become an actor as well. So if there is no table topics, meeting will end early. Yeah, we can go home early, and our spouses will say, where have you been? You're coming early today. So I hope table topics should continue. It should be part, and I think we should try to remove prepared speeches and have table topics only, and so that we have only fun and chill, and we can go home with our bright face. I finished.
Thank you so much. You're absolutely right that some sessions we need that only table topic session without any speech. This is also one of the requirements. Okay. After the table topic session, you can tell us.
Thank you so much for a wonderful table topic session, Toastmaster Shakil. And I believe all speakers were qualified, so the vote is coming up. Oh, it's already floated. Yeah, I forgot. We have the world's most efficient vote counter. He's getting so efficient that I think in the next meeting he'll announce the results even before some of them. So now we move on to the last session of our meeting, which is evaluation. And for that, I call our journal evaluator, Dumbledore.
Yeah.
You were listening. Yes, you were. Weren't you listening to Ali's speech?
I was the general.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were. Dumbledore. So who was Dumbledore? You. Oh, all right. You are. All right. Thank you. I was bamboozled by that. So, everyone, please put your hands together for Toastmaster Imran.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. There's one famous quote which everyone knows by heart, that evaluation is the
breakfast for champions.
yes. Evaluation is
Dinner of champions.
evaluation is the breakfast of the champion. You know, now the disruption period is over. Okay, so this segment consists of, first we're going to have a prepared speech evaluation, then we're going to have the table topic evaluation, then we're going to take reports from the facilitators, and finally I'll give my brief feedback about the overall meeting. So let's begin with the prepared speech evaluation. Our first speaker is a very seasoned Toastmaster, and in fact, he is a distinguished Toastmaster. So our first speaker was GTM Sarfaraz Nazir, and please help me. Yes, and he will be evaluated by another distinguished Toastmaster, DTM Saab Shrev. So let's welcome DTM Saab Shrev and see what finding he has about DTM Sarfaraz speech. Over to you.
Fellow Toastmaster and guests, when I opened up the agenda, I was absolutely bamboozled. For the very first time, I got the evaluation of the 5-time DTM and a person who was a Toastmaster since before I was born, DTM Sarfaraz Nazir. So here it goes. DTM Sarfaraz, your story was mesmerizing. The way you began with a hook, with a quote, and you kept us in the loop that what's about to come next. Where will this story end? I was actually thinking that no, you won't meet the speed of objective because you were just telling us about a story after story, but then you came to the main part and you showed us that what was the purpose of the speech, which was excellently done. The way you at the end brought back the story of when you started. So that was expertly done. Your hand movement were amazing. You were moving around. You had that passion, that energy, and everything was perfect. But just some things to work upon. I think I might be absolutely wrong, but yes, the vocal variety was a bit down. You were a bit monotone and you were actually speaking very fast. So just work on that and everything else was amazingly done. Over to you, General.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Sastry, for your valuable evaluation. Moving on to our next speaker, I was the second speaker, and to present my evaluation, let us all give her a big round of applause to Toastmaster Rabia Dishant.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Imran Rana. So today, Toastmaster Imran Rana's purpose of the project was to manage a difficult audience. So my evaluation will be focused not on the way the speech was written or what was the content of the speech or how it was delivered, but how he successfully managed to address the audience. That was today's purpose of the project. Toastmaster Imran Rana, when you started your speech, you were very confident, and then the destruction started. For the first destructor, when DTM Talha interrupted you, you were very kind and you were very polite, and you asked him to wait till the end of the speech, and then you will reply to his answers. And that is what exactly you should do if you are in an unknown audience or in a big event outside of Toastmasters and someone is constantly asking you questions, and that is what you did. But after that, you started to get too annoyed and agitated. It would have been better if you could have addressed the disruptor. For example, when DTM Sarfaraz asked you, where is the ice cream? And even Toastmaster Hina asked the same question. You could have said, DTM Sarfaraz, I would like you to wait for my speech to end, and maybe you will hear about this ice cream which is in my topic. So that would have been a good way. One more thing, imagine yourself in an event of people, professional environment, and there are some people who are disrupting you or interrupting you. Would you dare call them on the stage and ask them to prove if they have their brains or not, working or not? That was a very highly inappropriate thing you did. And I would not suggest you to even try it at your professional place or in any other gathering other than Toastmasters. Similarly, I feel as you're too frank with DTM Saad and DTM Talha, you very conveniently ask DTM Saad that there is a door, you can go out. But if you're doing it outside of Toastmaster, that would not be an appropriate way to deal with disruptor like this. But again, when TM Heba asked you about your favorite ice cream flavor, you were very kind and appropriate, addressed her that yes, I will tell you about it after my speech is over. So all in all, I think you know how to manage the difficult audience, but today you were more of having a fun and treating us not as an unknown audience, but like your best friend or like your juniors, and you were going with the flow. I remember I even wrote somewhere. Wait, let me see. At that point. Yes, you could have told DTM Saad, I feel you have something very urgent to discuss right now. Why don't you come and share it with the entire audience? And if he would have replied, no, it's very personal, you could have said, then can you please kindly wait till my speech is over or take your matter outside to discuss? That would have been the appropriate way. So thank you so much for telling us how to manage a difficult audience.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rabia. That was bitter truth.
Oh, I wrote good learning experience.
And I request DTM Talha, if possible, please cut my speech section because that was not quite professional.
You haven't renewed, you don't have the right to ask.
So I sincerely loved your evaluation. So quite honest, but let me add something about the project. The project required that the disruptor have only one chance to disturb the speaker. But that disruptor become bamboozle. How do you use that word? Please.
This will not happen in a professional setting.
So
yeah.
So that
So.
Even worse will happen. Pet loose, right?
And you.
Yes.
And you observe that when he disturbed me for the first time, I was polite. And when DTM Safraz disturbed me for the first time, I was polite with him too. So those disruptors who disturbed me for just for once, so I tried to be very polite, but when they started again and again, that was become difficult for me. Yes.
Don't take it personally.
Yes. But I really loved your evaluation, true evaluation. So I learned a lot. So very honest that never lose. Yes, be professional wherever you are. Now moving on towards our third speaker, Toastmaster Mariam. Mariam Akhtar Ibrahim. So should I say, fortunately or unfortunately, she was doing the same project and she was evaluated by
DTM Sarfaraz.
DTM Sarfaraz. So DTM Sarfaraz, the virtual stage is all yours.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and especially you, Toastmaster Mariam. DTM Talha, after your speech, already evaluated your speech. So I will add something that was not mentioned by DTM Talha. He also did something unusual, putting two speakers together on the agenda with the same project, managing a difficult audience. First, I'm going to tell you what I liked about your speech, 3 things that I loved about your speech, and then what you might have done differently. The purpose of my evaluation is not to evaluate your speech, but to evaluate how you handle disruptions. The first thing I liked about your speech was what a clever way when you were asked to be the next speaker. You said, oh, give me 5 minutes. Let Toastmaster Imran Rana go first. Oh, that was cleverly done. Because by him going first, the disruptors used up all the disruptions that they could.
Yes.
So there was not much left when you came on. The other thing that you had going for you was the first speaker was a male and you were female. We can be rough and tough with a male speaker, but when it comes to a female, especially in Pakistan, we cannot be rude if we ask or disrupt. So we have to be politely. So there should be a call, polite disruptor. What I liked about your speech next was how you answered with a quick wit when Toastmaster Rabia said, where's the baby? And you said, others are doing my role, so I don't have to play that role.
Yeah.
Very, very well answered.
Oh, yes.
The third thing I liked about your disruptions was that you answered the question. For example, when DTM Talha asked your question, you calmly answered it. When Toastmaster Hina asked you, is it because of COVID? You said, no, it was because of stress, not because of COVID. So you did answer the questions as they were asked for. How you could have improved? Whenever there was a disruption, you smiled. You had a big smile in your face. Now, if this was real life disruption in an audience that's not a Toastmasters audience, they might think that you are being rude, that you are making fun of them. Now, in real life, you will not find disruptors like the one you face today. But based on my experience, I can tell you there will be disruptors. Sometimes you find a disruptor. They might stand up and may not let you move forward. So you pause. If it's something related to what you're saying, you can answer. If not, you say, I'll come to it. Or better yet, take a security guard with you and have them thrown out. I liked your speech because how you handled the questions as they were asked, and maybe not smile when there's a disruption. And I look forward to your next speech, Toastmaster Mariam. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator. And Toastmaster Imran, I congratulate you how well you handle your disruptions, because you have been putting us, in different roles when you were the VP Education. So today was our chance to get back at you. Thank you for letting us do that.
That's why for a quite long time I was thinking not to do this project, but karta kya na karta, marta kya na karta.
Oh no! So now you know that you can take all the arrows and still keep standing on your feet.
Yes. Okay, so now we are moving towards the last speaker, and our last speaker is the guest of honor, DTM Ali Asha Anjum, and to present his evaluation, let me call the president of Karachi Toastmasters Club. Please give her a big round of applause. Toastmaster evaluation, the stage is all yours.
BTM Ali Asha Anjum, what you had an interesting title to your speech. What I liked about your speech was that you had good clarity and confidence during the time you spoke. You had good eye contact, and I constantly found you looking at the camera. You had good hand and body gestures which you used to express yourself physically during the time you spoke. And the audience were quite aware about what you were speaking, since it was from your previous speeches and we've all heard your speeches. There was good comfort level, and I could detect no signs of hesitation, nervousness, and this showed that you had prepared the speech quite well. And your speech was constructed well with good English and good grammar as well, from what I heard. So the audience was thoroughly interested and engaged in your speech. However, there were two rooms of improvement which I found in your speech, room of improvement. Firstly, you could have incorporated vocal variety to bring more depth and flair and interest. Secondly, you could have managed your time more in an efficient manner so as to avoid any disqualifications. Other than that, it was a pretty good speech and with good delivery, and with slight improvements in your next project, you definitely will become better.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ibrahim. Yes, when Ali Asha was saying that you will remember me, then just as a sentence clicked in my mind. When there's a bell ring, we will remember you. Okay. I request the timer has every speech about. Okay, you done the job. So I don't need to ask.
No, actually, not everyone is qualified.
What?
The president is disqualified. He spoke for 1 minute and 28 seconds, which is
just
2 seconds.
Okay, so we have only 3 speech evaluators. 1 minute, only 5 seconds is minimum qualification. So I request everyone to please cast your vote for the best speech evaluator. Now we are moving towards the second part of the evaluation segment, that is the table topic evaluation. And let me call the table topic evaluator. Please welcome Toastmaster Vishal Aziz.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you. Some new faces, some old faces. Great. Always nice to see you. Sorry, I haven't been coming much, but here now. So let's get started. I have a big list of things to say here. So our whole table talk evaluator, I thought you did a very good job. You first introduced what table talk topics is, because we have a guest online and in person. And incidentally, you ended up choosing her first. So it was very, very fresh that you did that. Also, you had a good habit of repeating the question each time. I remember when I did it, I did not do that, so it was nice to see someone doing it. In the middle, you also reminded that what the word of the day was, and I thought that once you reminded it, people used it So I think, I don't know, we should have a picture like this in the back also for the speakers. Suggestion. Okay, I'll just go on to the speakers next. So the first speaker was our guest. And the question was, what pushed you to soar high? And you basically gave a journey on how you became a responsible person that you are today. And in the beginning, you used a lot of eye contact, you did gestures and things. Because I was sitting right there, I noticed a lot of the eye contact for the first half was in that direction. But in the second half, when I was writing at this point down, you started looking here. So that was really good. And I like how you used the word retrospect versus retrospect too. That was a good one. All in all, a great job and congrats for the first time. You weren't expecting it, but it's good job. Next we had okay, I forgot the R counter is still alive. So yeah, I'm saying a lot of us. I just noticed. Anyways, that's fine. Again, Speaker Bilal was number 2, and then he spoke about being the cricket captain. And you used humor at the beginning, but then your points were so solid that I was not laughing anymore. It was very, very well articulated. And towards the end, the speed of your sentences and the way you were standing, it really looked like an interview with a real captain, because you were just talking like this and suggesting, how the actions could lead to better outcomes. So I thought that was a natural captain. Very well done. Next, we had Toastmaster Ahmed Shakur, and his question was about which dreams can come true. I liked you started off with a quote, which is pretty cool that you could just start off with that, even though there was no prompt for this, and you just went on and went with it. You mentioned how Pakistan could become a superpower like China, for example. I thought what would have improved your argument is if you were standing, because you were sitting down, you don't get the movement. I know I'm standing right now and I'm not doing any movement, but hypocritical, but still it exists. So it would have felt more natural in that regard. Next, we had Toastmaster, our guest, Ashfaq Ahmed. So it was really nice to meet you, sir. And it sounds like you have a very nice background based on what you're describing. What you talked about was 3 things in a minute. So, and that didn't really strengthen your argument. You could have just focused on one and your argument would have been very strong. You mentioned retirement life or relaxing retirement life, aspirations for business, and then you mentioned that you wanted to be a teacher of some sort. Great, all 3 were great, but I think if you picked one and just elaborated on that, you would have swept us away, because you said you want to relax in your retirement life. But at the end, I wasn't too sure what this relaxing was. Because then you also said, I would like to teach, so maybe teaching is your avenue for relaxing. I don't know. I see the red light is on, so I'm just going to wrap it up quickly. Toastmaster Tahir was next. Actually, for the future, if the evaluations are to be done, please don't give me 6 speakers. I also don't want to rush it too much.
Take your time.
But look, I'll take your time. Take your time. I'll do it nicely. Next was Toastmaster Tahir, and then his thing was people or things that have bamboozled you. So again, our table topics host used the word of the day inside the thing, which I thought was quite nice. You had great hand gestures, and I'm quite jealous of those because I have almost none, except for this one. But I saw you were processing them and you were using them very effectively. It felt very, very natural. And somehow you had a great, maybe you positioned your camera in a very good way. You were always in the frame. Like your hand gestures just stretched to the end. There was no point where I thought that you were coming outside of the box. So great job, and on however you set that up. Our last speaker was the DTMZ, and your thing was about if there were like no table topics, then what would you do? So you're a very seasoned speaker, and I've had the pleasure of seeing you speak on multiple occasions, and today was a pleasure again. So again, the gestures were, again, I'm very jealous, and I'm very proud that it's a good person to learn from, because you were doing it in this direction and this direction, and at some point you were even pointing to individuals. Very good. And you had eye contact with everyone. I don't think I felt for any second that you weren't maintaining this with the whole crowd. I know the crowd has just grown even bigger, but I felt like no one could say that you were giving less than average, and it was well distributed. You had humor, and I noticed a vocal variety. When I forgot at which point you were using it, but at some point you did slow down in speaking, and I think you were quoting someone or trying to suggest something. So your speed of tone, your tone changed as well, and that was really good. And something I'd like to do at one day is to end right on the belt, which you did as well. So those are my remarks, and I think I got everyone, all 6.
Yes.
So thank you for having me. I'm sorry.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ishan, for such a wonderful evaluation, topic evaluation. Now it's time to take reports from the facilitator. First, as facilitator, we have the word master and the grammarian. So I request Toastmaster Heba, please present your report.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, as the grammarians, my findings were, the result will, someone said the result will going for nouns, the result will be announced. I wish in my DTM, I wish in my speech, DTM speech, or just for his speeches, or just hear his speeches. Someone said the wounded soldier, the wounded soldier. That is what my ears allowed me to hear in my capacity, because I had other multiple roles to juggle. And so excuse me. And apart from that, as the word master, TM Rabia spoke the word of the day once, DTM Aliyah Andum once, TM Shakiluddin twice, guest Amna Bedar once, and Saj Shoaib once. That's about it.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Heba. Now it's time for the up-counter, Toastmaster Bijan. Please make us feel miserable.
And I think everyone has had their shot today at different people, especially at every point. But it was a very entertaining session, and this was a good experience for everyone in terms of what to do and what not to do. Now, coming to the topic of art used during the day, DTM Sarfaraz did not use any. DTM Imran Rana, due to his interruptions, used 5 that I can count off, if not more. I stopped counting after that. And then Madam Mariam Aftab, she did not use any. Ali Asher didn't use any. I think Amna used once. Bilal did not choose any. Ahmed Shakur did not choose any. Ashfaq didn't. Bilal didn't. And our fellow champ, actually, Zaid Kalia, used 2 that I can pick off. So that is the report for the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bijar. Now we are moving towards the timers report. Toastmaster DTM Sarfaraz.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Imran Rana, for the prepared speeches. The first speaker was DTM Sarfaraz. He spoke for 7 minutes and 20 seconds. Toastmaster Imran Rana spoke for 14 minutes, and Toastmaster Mariam spoke for 10 minutes and 40 seconds, and actually the keynote by DTM Aliyah Sharanjum, he spoke for 17 minutes and 30 seconds. And as for the table topics, yes, Amna spoke for 1 minute and 55 seconds. Toastmaster Bilal spoke for 1 minute and 32 seconds. Toastmaster Ahmed spoke for 1 minute and 55 seconds. Yes, Ishfaq spoke for 1 minute and 30 seconds. Toastmaster Tahir spoke for 2 minutes and 29 seconds, and DTM Zaid spoke for 2 minutes and 29 seconds, and and some
Microseconds.
and some actually microsecond. He was almost out, but he and for the prepared speech evaluators, Toastmaster Sal spoke for 3 minutes and 29 seconds as per my watch, and Toastmaster Rabia spoke for 3 minutes and 10 seconds, and TTM Safra spoke for 3 minutes and 29 seconds, and Toastmaster Hiba spoke for 1 minute and 28 seconds, and over to you, General Evaluation.
Thank you so much, DTM Sashwin. Now we are moving towards the listener report, and for the listener, we have Toastmaster Ramzan Printwala. So get ready for the listening test. Okay, those who said the sentence is requested to remain silent.
Well, I must say we all are jealous by TM Sishan's sense of humor, by the way. So how it comes naturally. Everybody is jealous by your sense of humor. So yeah. So how old? Sorry.
Sorry, I'm
No, so
trying to kill a mosquito. This is not disruption.
Yes. So my first question is, how old was TM Ali Asher when TM Sarfraz received his first award? 7 weeks.
7 weeks. 7 weeks.
7 weeks, yes. Who needs a sales pitch to renew his membership?
DTM Zen.
Although KTC is home to everyone, but who mentioned this in his speech?
Ali Asher.
DTM Ali Asher.
Yes. Who is the most youthful Toastmaster? Somebody mentioned.
Sarfraz Nazir.
DTM Sarfraz.
Yes. And again, who always used to exceed his speech time?
DTM Ali Asher.
Whose birthday was on Saturday?
Toastmaster Imran Rana.
Yes. Oh.
Actually, you asked.
Who wants to run a business after retirement?
Guest Ashfaq Ahmed, I think.
Man from State Bank.
Man from State Bank. And the last one, again, it's not that difficult. So who wants to be a teacher in university?
Yes.
Also DTM Ashfaq.
That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ramzan Printwala. That was quite amazing. Okay, so the report part has been completed. Now it's my time to evaluate the meeting overall. So fellow Toastmasters and guests, honestly, I thoroughly enjoyed today's meeting. There were some amazing speeches, especially from DTM Sarfraz Nazir, Toastmaster Mariam Aftab, and today DTM Ali Asher spoke his heart out, and quite amazing. I remember when there was a convention, the first district convention, 1819, I guess, or 1920. 1920, yes. So DTM Ali Asher Anjum participated as the in the Sergeant at Arms team. So I requested him to prepare his speech. When he delivered that, we just have 2 prepare session. So from there, I realized that he is quite an amazing speaker. And today, in every speeches, he proved this, that he is a very amazing speaker, is a speaker plus an amazing person as well. So we really going to remember you. We're not going to miss you. We'll always remember you. The table topic session was quite amazing, and congratulations to the debutant guest who means we never invited guest first, but you take it as a challenge, and you did a great job. So round of applause for you as well. So we love to have your icebreaker speech. If Toastmaster Vijay will convince you to become a member. The evaluation part was quite amazing, and I sincerely liked Toastmasters. Every evaluator was honest in his or her opinion, and I honestly love the evaluation of Toastmaster Rabia Zishan. So it was quite valuable for me. About timing, we are improving since the organizers are there an hour before, so it is requested to every member to wherever I won't say it whenever. So you all are requested, please try to reach on time so that we can end up the meeting on time. So today's meeting, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So hats off to all of you, and give yourself a big round of applause. With that, I would like to hand over the meeting to the Dumbledore. He can come up and
Thank you so much, everyone. And there's nothing much else to do except to ask for votes for the best facilitator and best before, and then to hand over the charge to our president, Toastmaster Hibari Khan. So, but in the end, once again, having to, and it's great to see Toastmaster Rabia from SOL Toastmasters Club. Great to see. Rabia. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's this English spelling, doesn't really convey how you're supposed to pronounce it. So thank you so much for coming. We are honored to have you once again. And of course, it is lovely that the invitation that was sent on the SOL group was heard. It's indeed a special occasion, and it's slightly sad, but even so, we couldn't be happier, because here we are seeing a person who has risen to such heights, mashallah, thanks to Toastmasters, thanks to maybe a little contribution by us, thanks to his own efforts and brilliance. And he's a living personification of how hard work and perseverance, those are there, but talent and the continuous drive to improve that talent can take you places. So with that, I call upon our president, Toastmaster Hibari Khan, herself a picture of perseverance, to the stage.
That was quite an interesting meeting we had. And do we guess what about the online guests?
Online, coming back.
Yeah, online, yeah, we have 3 online guests.
So
Yeah.
we can ask for their comments.
Yes, so our online guests, please share your comments about the meeting. First, we'll ask Toastmaster Ahmad Shakur Malik. Yeah, there. Yes, Toastmaster Ahmed? Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity to add some value to the meeting. I really thoroughly enjoyed the meeting. I remember in our club, once there was a project by our member Toastmaster Imran Shabir, and he did this project of handling the difficult audience, and only 3 of us interrupted, and only once we interrupted him. And today I saw something very vicious. I was amazed, and I was so much in fear after seeing what happened with Toastmaster Imran. I really enjoyed it, but I was also very much scared, and he handled it very carefully in the beginning. I really enjoyed it. And also the other Toastmaster, I forgot her name, sorry. She was very awesome with the interruptions, and she really handled it very well. I really enjoyed that part of the meeting. Thank you.
We have guest Ashfaq Ahmed sir. Sir, please share your comments about the meeting. Yes. Yes, he's coming on. Yes. Yes, sir.
It was really a good experience and I really enjoyed, and especially I learned a lot from the seniors presenters, Sir Sarfraz Nazir and other, I'm forgetting the name, but they handled the disruptions very appropriately. I think it was a good experience and I hope to be part of these sessions in future as well.
Thank you so much, sir. We look forward to that. And please understand that what you saw today is not a true representation of Toastmasters. It is one project that we do, we have to do. But this is not how we behave normally. Next, we have guest Tahir Ahmed, Toastmaster Tahir.
Yeah, thank you so much. Before giving the feedback, I have to change my glasses because I am going to give some serious about the serious club. Yeah, it was a wonderful meeting and with such great people, such energetic people, and I love the passion, style, everything else. Back to you. No more feedback. Yeah, one thing. Can anyone listen my topic? I have to can nominate some gray areas or areas to work that I have to act. Actually, I'm working some serious space, so that's why. Back to you. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh. Yes. It's very intimidating.
That's the purpose.
So the meeting, I really enjoyed the meeting today and it was quite entertaining. At least this session was. I don't know about the other sessions, how dangerous they are and how intimidating they are and how you rip everyone apart. But this one was quite entertaining and I enjoyed the project that you guys did. And I also enjoyed the table topics section because I thought it was a way to just not break the ice, but to break the person. So I really enjoyed it and I hope I can convince. I'm like sort of convinced, like 75% that I would like to continue.
You know what to do.
Thank you. And
I guess Rabia, can we have some comment on it?
Assalamualaikum everyone. I've been a Toastmaster for 6 months and the first day I attended this KTC meeting online. I wish to join it in person as well. And today is the day that I made my wish come true. It was amazing because I joined everyone quite late. I could not attend the speeches and the table topics, the best part of any Toastmasters meeting. But it was again a good experience and I believe I would be joining the KTC meeting in person in the future, inshallah.
And do we have the vote ready? Okay.
Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests, it's now time to finally reach that point that we will all walk out and eat finally. And so the best prepared speaker goes to, after a very tough race, it goes to the person who handled this disruption expertly, Toastmaster Mariam Afra. And the best table topic speaker goes to, by a very long way, really. It was like 8 votes to 1 vote. It goes to guest Amna Bijar. And the best prepared speech evaluator. And the best prepared speech evaluator is Toastmaster Rabjat Shah. And the best facilitator award goes to, wow, a match made in heaven. It goes to the counter Toastmaster Bijar.
Wow, that's great.
And now the best big four. The person who spoke the less, but he had that element. It goes to the table topic evaluation. Toastmaster Bijar.
That's great.
Do we have any other announcements today?
Yes, we have approximately 35 announcements. No, just a few quick announcements. First of all, the evaluation and table topics contest, October 16, Sunday. Secondly, our first anniversary meeting of Academy is this Saturday. So everyone, better take up roles, because if you don't, something unthinkable will happen. We've got a very special guest from abroad delivering the keynote. So we need role players for speakers, evaluators, round robin evaluators. And we've adopted the new method of advanced evaluation. So it will be a good learning for anyone who hasn't experienced that, including our club board director, DGM Dad Kalia. We would love it if you drop in that meeting. And thirdly, we have a combined meeting with leaders Worldwide Toastmasters Club on October 24th. It will be 11 o'clock in the night, which means prime time for all of us. So no excuses. And that's pretty much it. Over to you, man.
And with that, I declare the meeting adjourned.
Thank you so much, everyone. And thank you so much, online participants. We will now move on to dinner. And see you all again next week, but hopefully this weekend in the Academy meeting. Thank you so much, everyone.